I'm biased, but I think one of the best places on the internet to find deal flow is Twitter. You may be active on Twitter if you're watching this, you may not be active, but the way that I see Twitter is this is a collection of thousands of people in tech that are tinkering, that are investing, that are exploring, and it's a timeline of their thoughts. In real time, and it's a web of networks. You see who follows who, you see who's a nobody, you see who's a somebody based on who based on the social graph. And I've found some of the greatest companies that I've been involved with from Twitter in a few ways. And I'm going to share some of those ways with you. The first way is if you build a following, which I've done an okay job of, I have about 8,300 followers. It means people find me. And if there's a founder that kind of likes what I'm putting down, they will just straight up DM me and say, I like what you're up to. Do you want to hear about what I'm doing? This is like inbound deal flow, right? This is one really great way for Twitter where people just reach out. They make my life easy. Say, "Hey, I'm working on something awesome. I'm really smart. Can you help me?" Right? And the answer is yes. But some other interesting ways you can use Twitter is simply by just following enough interesting, smart people. You see kind of the webs of the network. For example, I follow Lewis here, right? But I don't think I follow Chris. See, it says follow, not following. But Lewis retweeted this, which means someone that I respect thinks that something that Chris said is interesting. So maybe I want to click into Chris and learn a little bit more about Chris, right? And this happens, hundreds of times a day on Twitter, and it leads me down so many rabbit holes where I find really interesting people. Then lastly, what I love about Twitter is so many times people, with tens of thousands of followers get all the attention. But, sometimes the people with the smartest things to say and the smartest brains only have a couple hundred followers. So when I go to someone's profile and they have really interesting things to say, and I see they don't have a lot of followers, in my head, I'm thinking, I just found a gem. Let's follow them and build a relationship. And that's some of the ways I love Twitter.